Okay. Ba-dum, 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 ba-dum. Hello? Testing, testing. I think the mic quality can pick up my mic. Okay. Is there like a way that I can do something about this? Okay. Should be fine. Why is there a black box here that shows? That's odd. Is that the reason? Okay, I don't like that. Let me try something out. No, doesn't show. Hello, everybody. Welcome in to the people who came in. I am starting to stream on my tablet right now, so I'm just kind of like testing some things out. So thank you so much for stopping by. And I hope everyone's doing good today. Alright, I want to start with some like sketches and stuff. But I really want to fix this though. That's too bad, I think. excited. I think in like these videos you're gonna hear a lot of ASMR sounds of me like typing up the pad and whatnot, so you know, I'm sorry about that. Okay, let's just do this. Pen's really thick. I think I should draw a face first. Perhaps like a body shape. I don't know why, but this looks a little funky. Like I already have like a pose in mind, but it's not really coming together as I want it to. Okay. I don't know, you guys. Like, I've been drawing traditional for a bit, and it has definitely affected me a lot. Like, I can't really draw as nicely on a tablet for some reason, so it is very hard. Very. Like, what is that? What is that? I don't know. I don't get it. It's weird. Okay, let's try this again. Technique to drawing hands is usually not minding the details. Just drawing the shape out first. Looks a bit better. Just a little bit. Hello, thank you so much for stopping by. We're just sketching over liminal spaces today. I do agree, like, when you draw people, or like have people in liminal spaces, it kind of takes the joy out of it. A big YouTuber one day, thank you. Thank you. Yeah. I feel like if you're you're a content creator. Thank you so much for subscribing and stopping by and supporting this channel. Thank you. Because I have only recently started really pursuing this channel. I had this channel for a while now. So thank you so much. I'm now drawing hands. This is like a hand. I'm trying to keep it all together. I know the position may be a little bit off, but don't worry. We can always reposition it. So I'm going to move this a little bit lower. Like so. Sometimes the arm's like a little bit too long, so we're going to make that shorter. Do you guys like drawing? And if you do, what do you like to draw the most? For me, it's like people. I love drawing people. I'm not so good at drawing liminal spaces, and I just want to let you guys know that this liminal space, this background, is not mine. I didn't take a picture of this. I did not draw this. So the background isn't mine. I'm only drawing the character. Oh, on Pinterest. Yeah. On Pinterest. You can find a lot of liminal spaces on Pinterest, but I'm not gonna make this commercial use. I'm not gonna make profit off of this. This is just for fun and just like a sketch. Yeah, I'm not gonna make any profit off of this. I'm just fixing up the body a little bit. If you hear like a lot of sounds, it's because of the microphone on this device. it like catches sound very easily. I feel like this should be a bit bigger. Just trying to make everything look good. Thank you. Yeah, I drew that. My profile picture, I did draw that. The background too. I think I should do like a rendering, like, scene, like video, how I render. I sometimes really like render very like detailedly, if that makes sense, but other times not so much. I'm kind of drawing the face last. It's a little bit tricky because sometimes when you have like angles, it's not going to be so easy. This is the chin. I kind of want her face to be facing a little bit upwards, but her face looks like it's facing outwards. But sometimes you just have to experiment with it. So what I think I should do now is to do this, kind of reposition it, see where it should pop up. Fix it a little bit. Angles are a bit tricky, so I think practicing a lot could help. Even I'm not so good at it. This part's probably a little bit unnecessary. Let's see. Okay. I used to always draw the face first. But then I started drawing the limbs, and then everything else comes together. But depends on like what your art style is and what you're comfortable with. It's different, so no pressure. The thing what I like about the pad is that you can really move around things a little bit more. and fix things. Okay, let me think about this part here. I don't know why, but it always looks really odd. It looks really odd. Perhaps it's because it's like really short. I'm trying to figure it out. Maybe it is the hand. Yeah, this is just like the drawing process daily. Sometimes when things look weird to you, you just want to fix it as much as you possibly can. I think I kind of know why. The elbow looks too long, and because her hand's like a little bit closer to us, like her arm is a little bit closer to us, that means that we won't really be able to see her elbow much. So maybe like a little bit more of an elbow there. And then this is her arm. This is her pinky finger. Going like this a little bit more. But yeah, you guys, this is just the sketch. Don't give yourself a heart attack while you're sketching. This should be like a little bit shorter, I think, and like a little bit bent. I'm fixing the hand here because it also looks odd. So if you're asking what kind of program I'm using Sketchbook. It is a free program. You don't have to pay money unless you want to buy more brushes. You will have to need to pay money, but Sketchbook, ultimately, you don't need to pay any money. You don't have to watch any ads. Although some things are limited, it may not have the same systems as the other programs to use. But if you're okay with that, then I would recommend it. The timestamps aren't going to be like, let's say, the timestamps won't be like this. And also, thank you. It won't be like this. And, it will show you, drawing. It's going to be, going to capture you zooming in and then drawing. So it's, if you make that video, a little bit more sped up, it's going to look a little bit dizzy because, it captures you zooming in into the drawing. So if you don't like that, then I don't think this is for you. If you like to post timestamps, So, yeah, I had a lot of problems with posting timestamps and stuff. It's definitely, I always want to post my process, my drawing process, but it kept zooming in, like it captures you zooming in, so it makes it look messy. But thank you. Okay, we are getting a little bit too crazy while sketching. And what I mean by that is we're kind of getting a little bit too picky. Sometimes we have to let things be and then let the rendering do the rest of the work. Rendering can fix a lot of things, okay? You don't have to sketch. Let's say you're gonna sketch a circle, and then you decide to color within the circle. Okay, let's just do that. You don't have to do that. You can color over the circle and make the circle look a bit more refined, and you don't have to just go within the lines. So a sketch can be rendered over. A sketch is just merely an idea that is forming. So don't stress yourself out during the sketch. The simpler the sketch, I feel like, is less draining. You know, don't need to go a little bit crazy, but if you want to, go for it. Just depend on how motivated you are to finish a drawing. Like myself, personally, I am not so motivated sometimes, and I feel very lazy. It's a little bit of a guiltiness that I have. I feel lazy when I draw, and I just don't want to render anymore. I'm like so focused on making the sketch perfect. I'm just like, no, I don't feel like finishing the drawing. Okay, so after we're kind of done with this whole look, we are now going to start rendering a little bit. I know I haven't drawn her hair. Don't worry. Let's make a little bit, the opacity a little bit smaller. Okay. Alright. I was just choosing music. Don't worry, you guys. Don't worry. There we go. I like this like pinkish color. Although it's going to be a little bit more bluish because of how the background tone is. So I'm going to make it a little bit more bluish on the background tone. Why do I choose liminal spaces to get inspiration from? I have always really liked liminal spaces ever since I was a child. Like, I always really liked those like details, or like those places where people kind of don't notice much until it was popular, of course, but you know, I always really liked that. And I always find like some sort of comfort and nostalgia over it, depending on like how nostalgic the place is, of course. It's not like I see a sewer pipe and I'm like, ooh, sewer pipe, woohoo, looks good, nostalgia. But yeah, sometimes those places don't really remind you of good memories. Gonna take the opacity down on this one too, and a little bit more on this one. And then we're gonna tone it down with blue. We're gonna tone it with blue. So we're gonna get one of these blues from the background, and now we're gonna tone it. So we're gonna tone the light, tone where the light hits. Okay, light hits over here. Light hits around over this spot. Definitely on this spot. A little bit over here. over here as well. Over here. And a little bit on the fingers, but we're going to do the details a little bit later. Now you must be wondering, is this lighting? Why does it look a little bit darker than the original tone? Well, the thing is, I'm gonna try to make this like light effect go off as like a bluer tone, because technically the room is a bit darker and it is a more bluish tone, and I'm kind of matching the background, so I'm gonna blend. I like to vaguely blend things so there is still that kind of line, or like light line, I suppose, if that makes sense. Like there's still like this range of where the light will be hitting and then stop hitting in the parts, if that makes sense. When I do these live streams, I kind of just am practicing in both ways of speaking and just kind of chilling. There we go. Oh, and the ear too. Okay. There we go. Oh my goodness. That already kind of looks kind of good. That's beautiful. Okay, a little bit over here. Okay, and for the darker parts, so what we're gonna do is we are going to also tone this down a little bit. Okay, beautiful. And then we're gonna grab this color right here and make it a little bit more darker. There we go, voila. It's gonna be a little bit more darker. Okay. Then we're gonna go down with the layer. Let me take a drink of sip of water. Okay, so now we're gonna talk about shading. What are we gonna do with shading? Ooh, that looks a bit dark. We're gonna tone it a little bit. Okay. That looks about right. I like that. Hello, thank you so much for joining in. Today we're just drawing over liminal spaces. I'm currently rendering in the shadows, and I know she's bald, but I'm gonna add hair. So, no worries. My favorite liminal space is the pool rooms. I really like that one. That one's like so pretty. I don't know why. It's just so calming. But I definitely don't think I would want to not wear like shoes or the boots, like the water boots. I forgot what to call them. Rain boots? Rain boots? Are they called rain boots? Gosh, I have not heard of those for so long. But yeah, I definitely don't want to not wear those in the pool rooms because your feet are going to get so soaked. And dude, if you have your feet soaked more than like hours, nah. Your feet would be sick. And voila. We're just going with the shading. I'm trying to match the lighting of the background. What do we think about that? I think it looks pretty nice. With like a little bit of blend. You know, sometimes I wish I could talk like Bob Ross. Because Bob Ross is calming. Here, I'm gonna try and do like an impression of Bob Ross. So, today we're going to just do the shading, you know, nothing silly, you know, just simple strokes, just up and down. I don't know, man, Bob Ross, he has like these brushes and like it's kind of like an ASMR. And with digital art, it's just not really the same. Digital art, all you're hearing is just this tapping. But that's literally it. You can't really hear the brush strokes. It's just tapping, the pen tapping on the screen. Oh, okay. Well, you know, it's still calming to some people. Why am I shading the back of her scalp when I'm going to give her hair? It's fine. My brain sometimes go airplane mode while I am drawing, and I just go for it. Alright, time to clean up the line art a little bit, or just render it a little bit better. So I'm gonna go with a color around here. I think this color is already really pretty. The original sketch color is already super pretty, but I'm gonna try and shade it and render it a little bit better. Like a little darker color, just a little bit darker. This pen is thick. Thick, man. Thick. I need to choose a better pen. Now this pen is a little bit blurry. Okay, this is what happened. So everything looks really thick because this picture itself, it's not my picture, it's not my photo. Okay. Thank you so much for calling me out on watching mukbang. You did not have to do that, YouTube. You did not have to do that. Did I forget to turn off the notifications? Oh my gosh. Okay, this is gonna make me really feel vulnerable. I am not gonna be posting this. Okay. Like, it's nothing wrong with what I'm subscribed to. It's just like, what? Guys, don't worry. It's not like, I don't think I'm the only one that watches mukbang. I don't think so. like how that's looking. Maybe like make the mouth a little bit more upwards probably. Mm-hmm. Okay. I'm also just gonna line out the darker parts of what I think are like a little bit darker parts of the face. I really like this color tone. It's really pretty. I wonder what kind of hair should we give her? Maybe like a white hair that has like a blue reflection perhaps? And also thank you for liking. This should be a little bit lighter. Am I currently muted? No. Okay, that's good. Because I was talking this whole time. That'd be pretty bad. That would be pretty bad. Pretty bad. Okay. But if you don't mind liking, I'd really, really appreciate it. Thank you so much for stopping by. Liking will boost up the algorithm a little bit more, so thank you. This finger looks a bit weird. Guys, drawing hands like this is not easy. Come on, I did better. Why does this look like this on, like, tablet? I don't get it, man. I've been drawing on traditional art for a bit, and it just really messes up my flow on the tablet. Oh my gosh. Just like me rendering this hand is gonna take for a good while. You know what? I don't want to focus on the hand right now. I just want to focus on other things. We're gonna be facing the problems, you guys. This is what we're gonna be doing this year, is facing the problems, okay? I get it. I have to face the problem. Okay, what can I do? Probably do this. Draw more fingers, new fingers. Okay. Okay, and then draw like a little bit longer finger. And then okay. That looks pretty good. It's kind of good. Also, hello everybody. Thank you so much for stopping by. I see like 3 people, so thank you. Boom, 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 boom. Make the thumb fat. Okay. Like that. You know what? This is where we're gonna use the magic of digital art, which is this tool. Because I cannot anymore. I'm going to be losing my sanity if I render this just anymore. I need to fix this in a way that I cannot fix, like on traditional art. Okay. And now we're gonna be erasing the original sketch. Wait, is that the same layer? Man. Guys, sometimes I don't show you the behind the scenes as, like, drawing. Like, you see on shorts, like, how smoothly they draw, but you don't see this part. This part's just, like, totally edited out. This part's, like, doesn't exist in the shorts. And you must be like, oh my gosh, they're so good. They just did this in one go. Oh my goodness, they're so good. Not saying that that's not possible, but it's just, like, most of the time. I'm saying most of the time. It is not like that. It does not go that smoothly, so... Wait, that's not even the same layer. Okay. Layers are getting a little bit crazy. I remember the first time that I ever acknowledged that there were something called layers. So when I first started digital art, I was always just drawing on one layer. And I was like, oh my gosh, no, if I mess this up, I have to erase everything. Okay, this is getting a little bit funky. Why? Why? And I didn't even acknowledge that, you know, you can just, like, draw over it. You don't have to erase it. But some things that you can't really draw over, and so it was just this whole process thingy. Okay, this way, a little bit upwards. Drawing fingers is not, what is that? What is that? What is that? What is that and why is that? I can swear I am so much good, like, better at drawing fingers on paper than this. Okay. If you've seen my other artwork, you'd know. It looks decent, actually, from afar. Kind of decent. Maybe it's the middle finger. You know what? Just maybe it's the middle finger. gonna do this. Oh my gosh, that kind of already looks so much better. What? It's crazy. Kind of. Please, fix the problem. Okay, we're getting somewhere. Okay, maybe, like, the fingers look a bit wonky, but we're getting somewhere. Okay. Let's go. Maybe just, like, more simplification, you know, of the drawing. Try to look a little bit nicer. So we're just gonna draw the limbs. Just... Okay. I don't know why the pen texture is this now. It's too small. Exactly, thank you. That's how I look too, whenever like things are getting together. So let's see. Maybe let's tilt the finger just a little bit more. Oh boy. Guys, I know this is taking a little bit of that time that we have, but please do not worry. Okay. Feel like this part and this part should be a little bit smaller. I really just want it to match the middle finger. Whoa, what is that? What if this hand was like a bit smaller altogether? Would that fix the issue? Okay, let's try it out. Hello. Thank you so much for stopping by. I'm kind of just so focused on like fixing the hand, because hands are not easy to draw for me on the tablet for some reason. It's very odd. Okay, how does that look? That already kind of looks a lot better. So her palm is actually like facing us, and also, yeah, sure, and thank you so much. Welcome to the community. I kind of erased like a whole part. So yeah, these are the struggles of an artist that you don't really see on the internet, unless like they're live streaming or that they made a video on that. But yeah, this is the unedited struggle of drawing a hand. Congratulations that you have seen this magnificent sight. I said maleficent. Don't know where I was going for that. Okay. We're gonna leave the hand at that, okay? We're just gonna leave it like that before we lose our absolute bonkers and just throw this whole art piece away, okay? So, now let's fig. Speaking is very interesting. So we're gonna fix this part here because it looks a bit odd. It looks a bit like thick, given the circumstances. I sound like I have braces, but I don't. And if you do, please don't take offense to that. I'm just saying whatever comes to mind, so please don't take offense to that. If you do have braces, that is totally fine. That is totally cool. I have crooked, like, you know, I wanted to have braces. Anyway, you get the point. Okay. Let's go over here. We're gonna be drawing armpits. You know, sometimes I would draw stuff, I'd be like, okay, we're just gonna position everything to make everything looks good, like make it look nice and make it look natural. And then we put clothes on this thing, right? We put clothes on this girl and we don't see any of those details. We don't see any of those details. Like, if I put clothing on her, let's say we're gonna put a shirt on her, right? We are not gonna be seeing the armpit. So why am I putting so much detail in the armpit? Okay. Sometimes, I don't know why we do this to ourselves. Okay, this is the chest area. Chest area looks a bit odd, but don't worry, we're going to be fixing it in a second. Just kind of forming everything out here. Wait a second. Okay. If that is going this way, that means the belly would probably go a little bit more this way. But I guess that's okay too. You're gonna probably see like an underbelly if that was the case. Okay, the shadow. This would probably be more like up. You could probably like see some sort of stomach lining there. And if we were kind of looking upwards or the person was tilting backwards, then probably the leg would be around here. We're gonna put clothes on this person. Okay, so don't worry, you guys. I know like this person has no clothes on right now, but we would be putting clothes on them. We're just kind of doing an anatomy check. Okay, so no worries. Okay. Things look pretty in place. This arm doesn't look so in place, I would probably say. This arm looks a bit out of place. Just seeing if I can fix anything here. Alright. Let's erase the original sketch so we don't get thrown off. Sometimes I'd leave like the original sketch attached because it looks really nice. Like this brown part right here, like as you can see, now I'm erasing it. This brown part right here is actually the original sketch, and I kind of just turned down the opacity so it actually merges with the RPs really well. And I like that, so I kind of keep the sketch in. I would erase like the access though if there was any. Hello? Okay. My tablet was thinking that I was invisible or something because apparently my hands cannot sense my hands. So, okay, let's start with the hair. I like to render the hair. Okay, what kind of color should we give her? Let's start with the head to toe. Okay. What kind of hair should we give her? Like red hair, pink hair, or like blue hair. Like there's like so many possibilities. I'm going insane. Okay. Ooh, I do like this blue here though. Isn't that like a pretty blue? Also, this background is not mine. I did not take this picture. I got this off of Pinterest. This is a liminal space off of Pinterest. I did not draw this background. Okay, I'm only drawing the character. Just the character. Okay? Okay. So please don't ask me how to draw backgrounds. This is not something that I drew. The background. That is what I'm saying. Okay. So I was thinking of this blue. Ooh. Okay. This is the thing about color theory. If you want to make an art piece pop, right? You want to know their complementary color. I always love to do that so much. And so we're going to see. The complementary color is yellow. This yellow specifically. So let's see what it looks like on her head, on her hair, as her hair. Okay, let me get like a thicker pen, because we don't have to do this, okay? This is not realistic, okay? You don't have to do strand by strand. You can just do literally like a thick strand. You don't have to do like strand by strand, because this you don't have to be realistic. It's literally digital art, you know? Do whatever you want. Okay, her hair looks very I don't know, man. I don't think that looks really good. I mean, I get it. It's like a complementary color of this color, but it's just like, huh? No, I don't like this color. She slays. Thank you. We'll use that someday. You mean the color theory? Like the complementary color theory? Oh, I like that color. Okay, we're gonna stick with this one. So because her head is tilting a little bit backwards, we're gonna try to just fix her hairline a little bit. Her hairline's like all the way up there. Oh, the hair strand. Okay. Yeah, totally. Go for it. I don't like to use like thin pens for the hair, but if you want to, go for it. I mean, unless you want to add like details and stuff, go for it. But, you know, it's gonna be really time consuming, and I mean really time consuming. So I'm gonna make her hair kind of go this way a little bit, like a little bit more upwards, so it seems like her head is tilting backwards. If you guys want to go into my description, you can. You would find my Instagram account, which I love to post digital artwork. And if you don't mind supporting this channel by liking the live stream, it would really help the algorithm posting up my content, and I just really appreciate that. Thank you so much for stopping by today. There we go. Gonna cover up the ear just a little bit to give that dimension. But other than that though, I'm not gonna cover up the ear. I'm just gonna let it do that, and then show a little bit of that hair on the other side. I kind of want to give her like a little bit longer hair. Oh, make it a little bit darker so we can kind of see, like right around here. That's a little bit too dark, and we want to tone it. So a little bit of a color theory here, you guys, is, let's say today you're using this color right here, this color. You don't want to literally make it darker and then tone it down. It looks more saturated, okay? But instead, when you're using this color and you want to like not make it as saturated, you want to tone it first to a more grayish tone, if that makes sense, and then darken it. And then you would see the difference between these two. This reminds me of Hatsume Miku. This is very pop arty. And this is very subtle, if you guys can tell. So depending on like what you want, you can, of course you can do this, of course. But you can also do something like this, depending what vibe you're trying to go for here. And just watch YouTube videos. Those are super fun. Like, I get it, sometimes they would yap, but who doesn't? Who doesn't yap? Even I'm yapping right now. But yeah, those tutorials are very helpful. I really like those tutorials. I love seeing how people, like, the people that I get inspiration from, how they draw. And I think you should too. Like, you don't have to go for like a specific like art style and be like, oh my gosh, this is like the most popular art style, I'm gonna draw it because it's like the correct way. There is like no right answer to art. Like, the answer is for how you see the art piece, instead of like how popular or how correct it is, what I'm trying to say. So have fun with it. That's like the first point of art, is have fun with it, and spread that joy that you have while drawing. Okay, I'm covering up a little bit too much over here. Like, I really want to show the neck because now it looks a bit odd, just a little bit. Maybe I'm gonna step back a little, erase back a little. Gonna give her like a little haircut. Okay, thin that down. Go like a little bit like that. Okay. Now understand that this is the base color, so there is still a lot of rendering. That's the thing about digital art, is that the rendering is gonna be taking forever, depending on how detailed your art is, of course. If you want to add like crazy detail, oh my goodness, I have respect for you. Because the thing is about like crazy detail is that you have to have the motivation and dedication. Do not stop. And I just love insane detail. That's the thing. But your motivation has to like line up to that. Ooh, you're listening to Weirdcore while watching this live stream. Oh, that's actually really nice. Thank you. I mean, I feel honored. I love Weirdcore. Weirdcore is so cool. You guys should like listen to Weirdcore from time to time. It's really cool. It makes you remember things, which is like, whoa. Like, it makes you remember like things from like childhood and stuff. Unless you're like a child right now, it maybe would probably make you think of other things, but you know. Multitasking. I feel like that's like really overstimulation, but I mean, I would get it. Sometimes I'd be watching Queso's vids while I draw, but I find that I would get distracted. I'd watch Queso or like Corey while I draw sometimes. Like, I watched Corey, Secret of the Mimic. I watched that playthrough. Multiple group accounts. Yeah, let's go. Weirdcore gang. That's crazy. I don't like find a lot of people who necessarily like Weirdcore. Like, they probably heard of it, but they're like, it's just not my cup of tea. And I'm like, that's totally fine. That's totally fine. kind of just focusing on the shading here. See where I can shade. I feel like I got it wrong a little bit. That's not where I'm supposed to shade because the light is going this way, or like, let's say, okay, wait. The light seems to go this way. So that means that the light's gonna hit this part and maybe like the under parts, I guess. You really gotta think about this sometimes. Okay, I think I know where I should shade. I discovered weirdcore back in 2021. I don't think it was that popular then, but I think it had some sort of like community already. And I was first introduced to the playlists of like music genres of weirdcore, and then I kind of got into the liminal spaces part, and some people started drawing weirdcore, but I don't think the fandom really grew that large, I suppose. Maybe like the liminal space part probably, but overall maybe not so much. People just saw it as probably just an aesthetic that would rise and then kind of calm down. But I always still kind of had that passion for weirdcore within me still there. So if the light is going from under, that means that the opposite of that is going to be the shadow. And you don't have to stress yourself. You just kind of want to map out where things will be at and stuff like that. You don't have to stress yourself out too much. Kind of just map out where things are at, and it will all come together. One of the things that I find inspiration from as well is like the Roblox games that I played that involve liminal spaces. Those are really cool. One moment. Hello, I am back. Called Critter Space. I think I would check it out. Inspiration. Yeah, totally. I feel like there's like a lot of inspiration on Roblox, but others are kind of just like meh. But yeah, you guys, I like would love to finish rendering this whole piece, but it is going to be taking a while, and sadly I think I have to go, but I might finish either on my own time or live stream again with the process, And I just want you guys to know that I will be streaming on Saturday and Sundays, depending on what time it is for you guys. It probably currently is pretty late, or probably you're in like the afternoons for you. But I will be always streaming Saturday and Sundays. Saturday and Sundays. And you guys can stay tuned. Yeah. You guys can set the notifications, and if you haven't subscribed yet, please do. Thank you so much for stopping by, and if you don't mind liking, I'd really appreciate it. And yeah. I do have Discord, but I think I'm going to be planning on just setting up a Discord server, but if you want to be updated on that, I think you can check Insta or Twitter as well. I'm going to be updating on everything, basically. I'm going to be making a post on like a server and other things as well. So thank you so much for stopping by. If you want to check out the social media, yeah, it's in the description down below. I also have webtoons that I discontinued. It's like a weirdcore webtoon, and yeah, you guys can check that out. I started that webtoon from 2021, so if the artwork looks a bit wonky, it's because it's old art, okay? But it looks better gradually. But thank you so much for stopping by, and if you guys have any recommendations, on like servers or like continue the manga and whatnot, comment down below and I'll definitely note them down. So thank you all so much for growing this channel, and I hope you guys have a good day. Bye!